This one is the Costway 18,000 BTU mini split air conditioner / heater. And I'll be installing this today up here in the cabin. It is super hot, y'all. It is so hot. Over 100 outside, almost 100 inside. It's crazy. We're having a heat wave, and MamaV needs air conditioning. Costway, it's amazing. They sent me this 18,000 BTU air conditioner, mini split, and I'm going to get it installed so that I don't have to suffer in this cabin anymore. I went through last summer suffering in here, and not happening this year. This year we're going to have air conditioning, and right here is how we're going to take care of it. This is awesome, and it's beautiful too. This nice looking unit, white, and it has the Costway logo on the front. Has this cool little white strip down the front of it. So this is the vents. I'll go ahead and pull this plastic out of here. We can open this front part up. Be able to get all the plastic off of it. There we go. Alright. Here we go. So open up the mini split over here. So we'll just pop this up. There we go. Now we got it open. Inside of here we have filtrations on front of the head unit here. Over here is access to where the wiring is going to go, and then of course we've got our little directional flap here that get the air where we want it. So our first step for doing this air conditioning unit is to open up this little housing here, and that's where our wires are going to go into. So we'll take our little Phillips head screwdriver, you need one of those, and open up the little housing here. That's simple. Don't lose your screw. Don't lose the little housing cover. Here we go. And put those together, and I'm going to set them back here. I have another screw right here. Now don't lose these screws, y'all. Hold on to them. Then we'll take this little cover off out of the way. I'm going to set that one inside there so I know where it goes. And we'll also set it back here. Make sure that screw stays right there with that cover. Inside of here we have 4 empty holes. They have little screws in them right here, and that's where we're going to connect the wiring to. And then we'll put on that first cover, and then we'll put on the outside cover. There are 2 ends to this wire that they sent. One end doesn't have any covers. The second end has these little waterproof covers. This is for our outside. This one is for the inside. Inside is not subjected to the weather and rain and all that stuff, so it doesn't need those little covers on it. So that's how we know which end is which. So on this end we're going to take it and we're going to match it up on here with the diagram. This little book here is our Costway installation guide, and it shows you in here what you're going to do for the wiring. It's really simple. We've got the indoor unit and the outdoor unit, depending on what you have. Mine is the 230 volt. If you have the 115, this is the diagram you use. I'm using the 230, so this is the diagram I will use. And you just follow the instructions. They're labeled 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 is black, 2 is white, 3 is red and 4 is yellow green. Yellow green is our ground. So we'll hook those onto there. 1, 2, 3, 4, just like it shows in the book. I'm going to slide these wires down through the bottom here, and those will come out the back. That's where we need these wires. This way we can hook those wires up and they'll be kind of facing the right direction. Okay, now we'll just attach these wires. We're going to go black, white, red, green. Green and yellow. Here we go. Just make sure that you got them nice up in there snug and tighten them down really good. Black, white, red, and yellow. That's on this particular model. So then we can run this wire along this little lip here. And that keeps it all nice and tucked in and out of the way. It has little grooves. You can make sure that it's in there nice and snug. There we go. It is in. Alright, so we'll put that cover back on and we'll move on to the next step. Next step, we got to hang that up on the wall after we mark a hole and get that cut. I want the hole to be behind it, not beside it. So I will drill my hole right up here in this area. Before I do that, I'm going to sit down in front of the fan and I'm going to rest for a few minutes because, like I said, it's hot. The fan feels good, but not as good as that air conditioning's gonna feel. Break time. Oh my goodness, it is hot. It is so hot today. Yeah, I'm gonna sit here and cool down. Just finished up running the wire through the conduit. And getting the conduit attached to the side of the house, installing the disconnect switch box, and now it's time for a break. Before long, I'll have air conditioning in here. Before long. We're back.
What's going on, guys?
Who I got? He's come over to help me finish this up. So you saw me get everything ready for him and do the wiring and get the wall finished. I've got the bracket mounted and everything's ready, marked for the hole. Didn't want to put a hole in my wall until we were ready to wire it.
Right. Listen, you did a good job. You did absolutely, I mean, really, you did the part that's going to take the longest. So you helped us out there, and my back is feeling a lot better, so we'll be good to go. We can get on up there.
Right. Brought this big unit out here yesterday. We're going to move the disconnect box because my wire's just a little short.
Just a little shy.
So we're just going to move it over to this other edge. We're still well in the 3-foot range that we can be with the disconnect.
Yep.
So we're just going to move that over, and we'll get started with doing this install. Hang with us, y'all.
Hey, that thing's got some get to it. Oh, all right.
Yeah, it does. That's a...
All right.
All right, we're from the inside.
One is down.
We're through.
First thing I want to do is assess what we got going on, and it does look like you got our communication wire already through.
Yep.
The drain's already on. It's taped on. We are going to retape this a little bit. I brought some air conditioning tape, some metal tape, some foil tape, so we'll tape that up a little bit better. Pop the top on it real quick.
Phillips.
Yeah, Phillips. I just want to double check real quick. And do you have any experience with mini splits at all? Like having them?
Absolutely none.
We'll go over it when we're done, but the filters right here are going to be the most important thing you know about.
Okay.
And you will have to clean these at least once a month.
Okay. Yeah, there's another one.
There's another one. That's our electrical shield.
Mm-hmm.
Super easy. 1, 2, 3 in the ground. And we already looked at the book, so we've already double checked it. It looks good to go. On the side. We don't want it to be on the bottom so it doesn't get pinched.
Right, yeah.
And we wouldn't want it on top because water rolls downhill. We don't want it to go up.
Okay. On the side.
Zip ties would have been fine in this spot too for anybody that's wondering. But this foil tape will hold it in place. It ain't going nowhere. I mean, it's literally metal. It's just foil. All right, boom. We will adjust this outside because this is going to have to be exposed. Okay, here we go.
So both of these have to go through that hole up there, right?
Yep. I'll be able to get the rest of it.
Wait, you're on my fingers.
Oh,
Okay,
sorry.
It's okay. I just don't weigh very much. You're lightweight.
Which is actually quite sad. When I just went to the emergency room, I was on the scale. And when I seen what I weighed, I was disappointed.
Uh-oh.
Summer has taken a toll on me.
Oh.
I'm down like 10 pounds from where I normally am. This hole couldn't have been no better.
Okay.
No, I'm just... I might not be seeing it. There we go.
Put that on the other side.
There it is.
All right.
Man, woo! It looks nice. Let's pop it open. Okay, so this is what I want to explain real quick.
Okay.
All right, these right here are your filters.
Right.
All right, your return is gonna come. Your air is gonna come up through the top because hot air rises, and it's gonna get pulled down through the top here. It's gonna get filtered in. So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna it's just right here. You push up. And you see it pops open.
Yeah.
You just pull it down. You go outside and you beat it off, rinse it off, let it dry. There's a track. It's super easy. And you just put it right back in the track.
Awesome.
It slides right up. You click it right back down. Just check it once a month.
Okay.
You might not have to clean it once a month.
Right,
But
just
check it
definitely
once a
I'll
month.
just put this up on the schedule. With you.
Yeah. All right. Let's go outside and check it out.
Let's do it.
All right, so 2 major important things. Number 1, obviously, most important part, do not kink this copper.
Right.
If we kink the copper, it's garbage. So what I'm gonna do, because I don't have my small copper bender, I do have a bigger one, but not a smaller one. I'm gonna put my hand underneath this inside of the hole,
Okay.
and I'm slowly gonna bend it down and push up to try to cradle the copper. And be careful, because that foam will trick you.
Right.
You know, you'll be pushing on the foam and not notice it, and your copper will start getting flat. So be careful, go slow. The smaller one is gonna bend a lot easier than the other one. I know, looks good. And that's not bad. This little 1/2 inch line is still small enough where we can manipulate it fairly easy. There we go. All right, I like that. All right, number 1, like I said, don't bend the copper. Number 2, the drain hose and the drain line right here must be straight down, not going up. And we're looking good. All right, we look good. All this looks good. Okay. Let's stretch out the copper line set.
All right.
All right, so a trick with the copper line set is going to be putting it on the ground and putting your foot on top of it, and then just pushing it down and let itself put all the weight on. See how it just lines right out?
All right.
And then you can just walk it right out where you want it. And you just walk it out. Just walk in. We're about to put on the liquid line first. The liquid line is the smaller of the 2. And so so this right here is called a flare fitting. So this is just gonna go on. We're gonna make sure this is nice and flush and just hand tighten it at first. You can move it around just a little bit and make sure it's tight and make sure it's flush. It's ready to be tightened down now. So in case you didn't know, Mama V, on a flare fitting, there's, because I know a lot of people like to put like tape on copper fittings and stuff. Because of a flare fitting, you never put tape on the flare fitting.
Right, right.
And we're not going to be over tightening these. We can only tighten it just enough. So we're going to tighten this down just snug, and then just maybe a eighth of a turn more. That should be money. Next up is the suction line. Same way, it's going to come plugged, and we're going to just uncap them and finger and then hand tighten them, and then we'll just tighten it down a little more. Just get it on there. There we go. I like it when it goes on there nice and easy. That means you did it right. Okay. All right. That should be good. All right, let's make our connections down at the condenser. There we go. This is what we're gonna do first. I guess first we need to move this so I can see what's in the way.
I've got 3 Phillips screws in there, holding that on.
All right.
Gotcha. Scooching that around the corner.
Just scooting it on around the corner. And now we can put this back under here, and now I can make sure these lines
stay
under here.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Now that that's out of the way, we can move on to over here. Boom, boom. I'm just in my mind, I want to leave room to be able to move this if it needs
right,
to,
right.
if it needs to move,
if it
you know.
ever needs to move.
So I can curl this back in and hit it one time, or same thing, line this up. Nice. Just a hair. And you can see when you over tighten this, the copper will start to turn, and you know, stop.
Right.
Stop. Red alert. Okay, now this one's gonna be a little different. I want to keep it straight, but I want to keep it uniform as possible.
Right. And y'all, this is all going to be underneath the porch eventually.
Right. Yeah, this will never be.
None of it will be
seen.
seen. Yeah, none of it will be seen.
Nice. You can see how you rock the copper back and forth a little bit.
Yeah.
Similar to like a propane, you know?
Right.
Similar to a propane hookup. Big brother. And that's gonna be good. All right, guys. The rest of this that you've seen so far, that you've seen MamaV do, and everything that you've seen me do, you guys can do. Now the next step is where we kind of draw the line on DIY. It's kind of where we draw the line on DIY, because this next step, we have to vacuum the system down. And these line sets are not pre-charged. So that means we're gonna have to hook up the vacuum pump to the manifold gauge and get this down into a negative micron system. Basically moving all the non-condensables, moisture, any oxygen, anything inside of this line set, it needs to be in basically a negative vacuum pressure. And without calling a licensed or registered HVAC technician is really iffy. So I'm glad MamaV knows me, because we're gonna be able to get her taken care of. I've got over 10 years experience in the HVAC trade. And one thing a lot of people don't know also is that it takes a special adapter to hook up to a mini split. Mini splits are a different size on your manifold, so you got to have a special key to get in. Nice. That's what I was looking for. So one thing to keep in mind with this set of manifolds, this is an electronic manifold, the Field Piece S-Man 360s, I believe. And it's got a built-in micrometer, and that is basically the piece of equipment that's going to measure the microns, and it's going to tell us if it's got a leak or if it's good to go. Also, what refrigerant are we using? So our refrigerant is R32, so we're going to set this to R32. This holds like over 100 different refrigerants.
Oh, okay.
So it's going to have everything we need. Oh yeah, I just told you about that, didn't I?
Yep, you gotta have
Adapter.
your key.
If you don't have the key, you ain't getting in. Now, you guys, you can buy one of these on Amazon. Mini split adapter. I believe it's 5/16 to 1/4 inch. I believe, don't quote me on that, but it's something like that. It's gonna be standard.
But this machine is expensive, so.
So you can actually get this same exact vacuum pump right here. You can get at like O'Reilly's or Harbor Freight or something like that. It's very small in comparison to the regular standard one, but it'll work. It'll work. Boom. Boom. Let's throw this on something level. Okay, looking good. To open this. Okay, the only thing I did forget real quick is we're gonna need some power. All right, we're gonna plug this in. This shouldn't take very much power. Here we go. Oh, there we go.
Got worried for a moment.
Hey, that'll make your heart skip a beat. All right, here's what we want to see. Here's the magic. Now this is going to take us about 45 minutes. That's why we did this first. Okay. We're going to let this run, and then as we're doing the electrical, and by the time we're done, this should be done.
Okay.
But now it's hard to see right here, but this dotted line, and it'll start, we're going to start getting a number. We're going to start getting a number. Our goal, the ultimate, I would love to pull it down to 400 microns. But if we can get under 800, 600 and hold that, I'm gonna be happy with that. But I would love to get down to 400.
Okay.
So guys, right here, what we're seeing two different sets of numbers. What we're seeing is a micron level, and then we're seeing how fast this micron is dropping. Right now we're down to 1830, and we're dropping 350 microns a minute. And like I said, our goal is to get down to 400 and hold. That would be amazing. But this is what basically this whole entire manifold is for. This is what you're paying the professionals for, to know this information. All right, good news. We're already down under 1,000 microns, and we're about to hook up the communication wire from the indoor. Super easy, guys. Look at that. You just go right through. Right through. We can pull this screw off, and it's gonna lay right there behind it. Just like so. Yeah. All right, so we got our communication line in. Let's go ahead and drop that screw back on there. We'll tighten it up in a second. I want to make sure they can all reach, you know?
Now I'm down to 804.
Woo, nice. That's when you know you're doing it right. With an analog manifold, there's no way to know. It's just a guessing game.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it tells you to leave it on there for, 30 minutes, 45
Yeah,
minutes,
make sure
an hour.
it stays negative 30.
But you'll never know the exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm. Under 800.
This is going to come from the disconnect to the unit, and that's coming from the breaker panel at the breaker box. It doesn't matter if this is L1 or if this is L2. When you have 230 volts, they're both hot. There is no neutral. So
Right. Okay,
but
just like in the breaker in there.
Right, yeah. But I am going to go black and white. But that's it.
Here we go. We are wired up.
Wired up. Now we got to go to...
Oh, we got to put the
little
little bracket on that one.
We missed. Strike.
Kind of hiding there, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was. It was hiding there. There we go.
Perfect.
I'm gonna knock this knockout out real quick.
That was quick.
Yeah, real quick.
Real quick.
Ground's gonna go here. Line voltage is gonna go on the inside. And then this is your load voltage right here. So this is gonna go here and here. Line voltage is gonna come from the breaker.
Right.
So we're going down here at the bottom.
So that's your load.
I need to cut this back. Yeah, this is the load. This is the load.
We are now wiring from the unit compressor to the disconnect.
Yeah, this is our load. Wiring up the load. All right, so now you can see it clearly. We got this black and white wire. This is the power. We got our fuses. This black and white is going to the unit, to grounds. It's secured properly within code of everything. We're gonna put the cover back on it so we don't shock ourselves. Have a shocking experience. I'm also going to keep this flipped over into the off position until I turn on the breaker. So I'm gonna put this in upside down and it says off. We know if we turn it over and put it in right side up, it'll be on. So we'll flip it like this for now. We closed it off and made sure it held microns and held the level. We're good. I've turned it off right here. We're good to go. And next, we're about to open up the charge. This is exciting right here. Woo! Keep those out in the sun.
Right? So now we have Freon flowing through the lines.
We are free flowing. Open them all the way and then bring it back in just a touch. Just a touch. You never want to bring them all the way out unseated because then they could possibly get stuck there or leak. There we go. So we're all the way open. Click it back down. All right, let's turn it on.
All right, let's do it.
Woo.
Breaker's on.
Breaker's on. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna flip that disconnect and then you can turn it on at the button.
Yes.
We're gonna flip our breaker. Here it is, she's in. Let's go turn it on.
All right, before we turn this air conditioner on, here's our temperatures. It is 102 outside, 92 inside. And I'll show you back in just a little while. It's time to see this little Costway mini split in working order. This is the 18,000 BTU Costway mini split, and they sent it to me because they heard that I was sitting here in this cabin suffering. And
it's
they're
hot
like,
in here.
hey, if you do a little bit of a video when you install this, we'll send you one for free. So that's where this came from. And thank you, Costway. This is going to be life-changing for me. Just hit the red button.
Just hit the red button.
Ah, look at that.
Hold on. See the 25? It's in
Right.
Celsius.
Oh, okay.
There
How
should
do we
be
change it?
there should be a button right here. CF.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
77. All right. There's going to be a mode. Where we at? A set. That's going to temperature mode. Okay. We're going to go down to cool. We're going to set it. We'll just go and set it to 75 and let it do its thing.
Feel it. I can feel
You
it.
can already feel it.
I can feel it.
All right. We're going to let it run for 2 or 3 minutes. Let it cycle, and then check the pressure.
Guys, I can feel that. Like, seriously. Now, that light ain't blinking. That's only doing it because it's a film. It's on camera. The light actually isn't blinking. But that thing, I can feel it.
I feel it throwing it all the way to this.
I can feel it. That's amazing. We have air conditioning in the cabin.
Holy smokes. Right here in your chair is a direct blast on it.
Oh, let's see. I'm going to sit down here. Oh, that feels so good. You're a lifesaver.
We got it. We got to go outside, buckle everything back up. We also got to use that putty and go around everything. Right. We'll use that UV tape, go around everything, and get it buckled up. Woo! I just tried out the turbo mode.
It's actually blowing your hair.
It's blowing my hair. Dang.
That's an awesome little unit. I tell you what, it feels. I wish you could feel it, y'all, because it feels amazing. It's blowing right on me, and it feels like heaven. It's gonna feel amazing when I come back in. Let's go get everything buttoned up and be back with you in a minute.
I'm gonna wrap this real good all the way around it, just so they don't lean up against each other and vibrate, you know. Mm-hmm. Over time, that can cause a leak.
Oh, okay.
Metal vibrating on metal over time could cause a leak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are gonna eventually want to order a cover and cover this up.
Right.
Woo, look at all that water coming out.
It's pouring out.
That's all the humidity coming out of your house.
It's awesome.
This UV rated wrap right here is really going to help us out. Keep the sun from destroying the foam. And it should help keep the copper from oxidizing so much. It should anyway.
Finishing up the last of the wrap in here.
This also keeps it tight for when you put the cover on, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It keeps bugs from eating the insulation. Squirrels and mice love to eat that insulation.
Oh.
We got this ring to put on.
We gotta put the spray foam in there because we can't do it from inside because it's behind the unit.
Right. There we go.
Got the ring on. Got some spray foamy stuff.
All right. Pro tip, do a little at the bottom first.
Right.
There we go. And don't worry guys, we are using the putty to go around all of our fittings. We got some gap filler to fill these gaps and the beauty ring to put in the hole.
Hey y'all, I wanted to interrupt you just for a second. You're watching the install of this amazing mini split here, but I wanted to give you some information about it. Y'all know that I built this cabin here in the woods and I have been suffering with sweltering heat in here. The humidity has been atrocious, just terrible. And I haven't got a whole lot done this summer because of it. But now we have a game changer because Costway sent me this awesome mini split that you just watched the installation of. And I want to give you some information about it because they were amazing to give me this life-changing opportunity for the cabin. So this is the Costway 18,000 BTU mini split. It is ductless, which means I don't have ducts running through the whole house. I have this awesome head unit in here, and we have the compressor outside. It is super, super quiet, y'all. You can't even hear it. I can barely hear it, and I'm standing right under it. I've got it set at 78 right now, which for me is super comfortable because before it was like 99 degrees in here. And the humidity also has drastically dropped. This unit here, the Costway Blast Series, 18,000 BTU, is 230 volts. You saw that we hooked it up with a 20 amp breaker, 12 gauge wire. I did have some help because you really should, if you can, have an HVAC installer, a tech, come out to vac the lines at the very least. I have Mike from DD5. He has 10 years experience in the HVAC industry. He has the tools and the knowledge, and he did part of my install for me. He did the lines, he put this into place, and also hooked it all up outside. Back the lines, and we were good to go. And the moment we turned that on, I know you saw it, but it was awesome. So, a little information about this unit. This, right now, is under $800. And this unit, the Blast Series 18,000, it is 19 SEER 2, which is very, very nice. Runs R32 refrigerant, which is eco-friendly. and it only takes about 1650 watts of power. It is cooling like a dream, y'all, like a dream. Like I said, I got it set at 78, and it is so comfortable in the whole house, not just right here by it. In my recliner, it is heaven. In the bedroom, in the bathroom, in the kitchen, in the laundry room, has even cooled down significantly in here. It is 70, I'm gonna look at the thing right this second. It is 75 degrees in the house, and it is 89 degrees outside. Look, that is amazing. I have no words, I really don't. It has a remote control, a temperature sensing remote control. This little guy has a temperature sensor on it. So when you set it on that setting, wherever this remote is setting around, set it on my little Anchor generator over there that I've got sitting beside the recliner. It can sense the temperature at that area and tell it, okay, this is the temperature further away from the unit. Let's get the temperature right. Let's get it down to 78. And it also has 7 modes. It has 4 wind speeds. It's got all kinds of different things on this remote. You've got your power on and off, cool and heat. This is not just an air conditioner. It is a mini split, which means it does both. It cools and heats. I probably won't use it for heat because I have this awesome wood stove over here, and it doesn't cost me anything but wood and a little bit of work. But if I ever need a backup, it's up there. It will have the temperature anywhere between 60 degrees and 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Don't know what that is Celsius. I live in the USA. And you can switch it between Celsius and Fahrenheit here. The display, which turns on this little light right here so that you can see what's going on, tells me my temperature is 78. Also has I feel. It's a different thing. We've got swing right and left. We've got swing up and down. And that controls that little fan right there, that controls that little flap right there that goes up, down, and then inside of there, it's got little wings that go right and left. I've got it kind of pushing out towards that way, because at first it was going straight and it just went kind of towards the door in the recliner. So now it fans out over the rest of the house. And my house is only 20 foot by 20 foot, but it's also 20 foot high. And I tell you what, I went up into that loft and it felt great up there. It is cooling the whole house, and it is taking humidity out of here like crazy. The little hose that comes from the outside, the little drain hose, was just pouring moisture that it was sucking out of the air in here all day yesterday. It was taking that humidity out of here, and right now, I'd have to look at the thing over there. I think it is, yeah, we are at 29% humidity right now in this cabin. That is amazing. So anyway, this little remote, you got an eco mode, you have a turbo mode, health and cleaning. So it has a self-cleaning setting on here, and it will self-clean at 135 degrees to burn off all the crud inside of there and get your unit nice and clean. Also, you gotta clean the filters. You pop those little filters out, open that front up there, pop the filters out, and that's super easy. Do that about once a month, and you should be really good. But anyway, here's the remote. It's awesome. The unit is awesome, and I just wanted to cover that stuff with you and let you know that MamaV is now nice and cool. Y'all check out the link in the description below if you are in the market for air conditioning, heating, mini split unit. Are you uncomfortable in your cabin or your home, your space? Don't be. Get you a Blast Series mini split and be comfortable. This will do up to 1,250 square feet, y'all. I've got 458. it's doing amazing in here, of course. But they have bigger units, they have smaller units, depending on your needs. Check it out in the description below. And thank you again, Costway. Really appreciate you sending me this awesome unit. I'm in heaven now. We'll see you on the next one, y'all. Everybody have a wonderful week, wonderful weekend, and God bless. Love you.